Men of Reddit, what is the most stupid reason a partner dumped you but it still hit you hard? I'll start it off. I dated this girl for a while and then we meet up one day and she says that she want to break up. I was confused because L gave her all my love and attention, so L asked why. She said because L I am too nice. That shit just hit really hard even though it was stupid. We were having a good time, laughing, everything going great. Then she asks if I was mad at her. I said I wasn't, didn't know why she would think I was. She told me to be honest, I was. I was having a good time and wasn't mad at all about anything. Voices were never raised, the conversation could not have been misconstrued. I was genuinely confused. She could not explain why she thought I was mad, but she could just tell. Again, I assured her I wasn't. She accused me of lying about how I felt and stormed out. Maybe she was projecting a bit, but I don't know what she could have been mad about. I let it go. The next day I called her up, she was evasive, said we shouldn't see each other anymore. I didn't understand why, but I respected her decision. Ran into her 6 months later, she asked me out again. I was confused and hesitant. I figured she probably dumped me for some other dude and it didn't work out, so I wanted an explanation first. Nope, she dumped her 1-900 #psychic advisor after she received bad relationship and career advice. She dumped me, quit her job, dyed her hair, and a litany of other more egregious life changes I won't discuss here, some of which were dangerous. She ended our relationship because a telemarketing psychic scammer dispensed fortune cookie caliber advice while charging her by the minute. I politely declined to see her again. Although it was me who ended things, my ex always belittled me for not having a great job or career at the age of 25. Always told me guys your age are making 6 figures while you waste your time traveling and working a shitty job. It honestly crushed my confidence because L agreed with her somewhere deep inside me. The rat race gets to you sometimes. It's been 2 years and it's the first time since that I'm feeling somewhat good about where I am in life. I'm trying to accept myself for me and I was lucky enough to get a pretty solid new job in the middle of the pandemic. Feeling good about 2021. My first ex-girlfriend gave me 6 reasons why she wanted to break up. Let me rephrase, she gave me 6 reasons why she thought I would one day want to break up with her. One of them was because she snored, even though my snoring was so measurably worse that I sleep with a CPAP. Because of your parents, because I want to live on my own first in the house I secretly bought while we were apartment shopping, to rent, to move in together. Dated a girl for 2 weeks, technically a month, as she and her family went away for a 2-week holiday 2 weeks into dating, and she came back and broke up with me saying she can't be with me as she realizes she will end up cheating on me and she doesn't want to lose me in her life. 7 months down the line she dates a guy for 3 years and the guy lives 2 hours by local flight away. I like taller guys. But I'm 6'6". Saw someone who was 7'2" last year, shat my pants. I dated a girl who was not super religious, and neither was I. We dated for quite some time before she dumped me kind of out of nowhere. I asked her why and she said her parents didn't think she should be dating me because I wasn't religious. But, neither was she. We were both 22. I saw a girl I hadn't seen since like grade 7 at the bar one night. I gave her a hug, we chatted, she left. Girlfriend at the time saw this from across the bar, and I guess apparently I cheated on her. Little did I know, she was already cheating on me with the dude she's with now. Took a lot of therapy to get over that one. She blew a tire driving home from my house and damaged the underside of her car too. She immediately phoned me crying. We sorted out the car and got her home safely. Then when she found out about the damage, she broke up with me and said she couldn't afford a relationship right now. I was quite confused and surprised. This might be a loose fit, but I was with this girl 7 years and on the doorstep of marriage. I asked her dad for his blessing, had it all lined out on where it was going to be, the color scheme, all that jazz. Well, it turned out she started an online relationship with a dude from Syria whom she met on VR chat. I worked a lot then, so she had plenty of time to do it because I didn't make her work. I paid all the bills, did all the cooking, everything. I couldn't get her to drive 10 minutes down the road to Walmart to get groceries with my money. So she lays it out to me one night that she's breaking it off but has the audacity to say, "Can I stay here another month?" I say nah, she leaves. Find out later through a mutual friend that this guy paid for her to fly over to Israel and meet. She lied to her parents about why, they're ultra-religious, so Jesus. And nobody heard from her for 2 weeks. Mind you, this was peak ISIS era. She was 40 miles from their claimed territory. A young woman, by herself, and nobody knows where she is. Dude ghosted her, she wanted to get back together. LOL nah. You said you stopped loving me a year ago but planned a wedding with me anyway? Fuck outta here. Because I was wary about the dude I didn't need to worry about. A few days later someone let me know she slept with him the day after the breakup. Dodged that bullet, still sucked though, I loved her. That I didn't have a job and couldn't drive, even though did and could. P.S. Please, clowns, stop arguing with me about this. I was there, I know what happened. She was a personal trainer and her schedule was flexible and mostly on her terms. She said I didn't give her enough attention. She thought because I worked from home my 9 to 5 wasn't a real 9 to 5 or something. I'm a software engineer lead with several meetings a day. In my mid-20s I was rejected because I didn't own my own house in one of the most expensive areas in the country. She saw me take what she thought was a hit of weed. I live in a legal state and it wouldn't have affected my job. What she saw was me chewing on a straw, couldn't convince her otherwise even though I had the straw in my hand. She saw me take what she thought was a hit of weed. I live in a legal state and it wouldn't have affected my job. What she saw was me chewing on a straw, couldn't convince her otherwise even though I had the straw in my hand. I fell out of love for you, but you are my best friend and soulmate and I'll still wanna live with you. Me, nope. Got hit with the nice guy label before. Unprompted, this girl once told me that she couldn't date me because I was too nice. Funny thing is that I had never once shown any interest in this girl. Never flirted with her or anything, so I was confused why she would even say it. So I guess I was preemptively dumped that one time. Mine was the typical astrology situation. We had great chemistry, good sex, respect for each other, etc. I started to notice that she was very easily convinced by anything she read on the internet. So she started reading more and more about astrology and bringing it up. I'm an Aquarius, she's a Taurus, and whatever she was reading online was obviously saying that match has compatibility issues. She kept basically coming up with issues out of thin air that weren't even real and would say something like, maybe we're not compatible, me being a Taurus blah blah blah. I was convinced at the time that had she not been reading all of this astrology shit, none of that would have been happening. So she breaks up with me. All of the dialogue in her reasoning to break up with me was this whole Aquarius/Taurus compatibility matter she had been reading about. I was so confused and upset because we were initially going so well. At the time I thought this was possibly an excuse to break up because there might have been another guy in the picture. But as time passed after the breakup and her and I having many mutual friends found out that the other guy in the picture thing wasn't the case. She fully believed the astrology websites she was reading and turned out to be batshit crazy. LOL, dodged a bullet on that one, boys. Careful with the ones who put so much value of astrology into their lives. Really not stupid, but I dated a girl who couldn't decide if she was bi or gay. We would have sex and we got along great, then she would decide that she wanted to be gay, and go date some girl. I didn't have a problem with that, but, by accident, I met her gay GF. That was a really awkward encounter, but we got to talking, and we figured out she was using both of us. We both broke up with her. It wasn't the sex choice that killed it, it was the using part that did. Girl broke up with me because I watched anime. She didn't like that. Thought anime was weird. We were together for quite a while, actually. Anyway, years later we reconnected and as it turns out, she got super into anime later on. She tried talking to me about Tokyo Ghoul and I had to inform her that I no longer watched that gay shit. My first girlfriend. This was 7th grade. We were in a group of friends that would walk to the nearby river after school and just hang out, feeding ducks, skipping rocks. There were like 5 of us. I grew really fond of this girl, we had the same taste in music and I really liked her long hair and smile. I finally grew the courage to ask her out one day by the river, and to my surprise she'd said yes and that she'd liked me all along too. We dated for literally a week. She broke up with me because she said nothing had changed. I admit, all I did was hold her hands before school during that week. She was my first girlfriend and I was super nervous and just didn't know how to handle it. I was crushed because I still really liked her and the breakup came out of nowhere. She wanted to remain friends but I kinda avoided her. We didn't have any classes together, we were only friends because another girl in our group had a ton of classes with both of us and we decided to form the group since we all liked the river. I remember before and while dating her, LD see her in the hallways and get that uncontrollable butterfly in your stomach feeling. LD get the same feeling after the breakup, but mix in some fear into that. In my head at the time, she hated me, that's why she wanted to break up. Remember it like yesterday, I'm 24 now. I read a book about doctors in crisis areas which was packed full of casual sex. So now I will become a doctor in Africa and fuck everything that moves. Yes, that means we are over. 3 months later I have her on the phone, crying because she was out on the savannah in a hospital full of devout Christians. Turns out the book was a bit of a dramatization. After some time, a girl dumped me because my voice sounded fake, as if I was acting all the time. I still haven't coped with the thing. I baked her cookies and brought them to her while she was shopping in the mall. We arranged to meet up on the phone and she told me where she is. Nevertheless, when we met she said that was invasion of her personal space and dumped me. But just a month ago you said you loved me for who I am and that you would love me for a long ass time. I changed my mind. When my wife cheated on me with another man, got pregnant, and said it was my fault. Stupid me convinced that no one else could possibly love me took it super hard and still tried to salvage it. What I was thinking. She said her dad, a priest, had a visit from God to tell him that wasn't the right man for his daughter, so she wanted to break up. I laughed in her face and agreed. Weeks later she's outside my house wanting to get back together. Don't think so. Super religious family and the girl has now had a baby and is raising the child as a single mother. I wonder if God warned the dad about that? LMAO. Because like bagels. After 2 years of being together, the fact that I eat an everything bagel every few months is what made her decide we were done. One of my exes broke up with me because when we went out to a bar, I'd only have 2 beers over the course of the night, and not get wasted with her and her friends. I was the one that drove them there most of the time. Kinda stupid but it hurt at the time. I met a girl I absolutely adored. We were a great match, lots in common etc., amazing sex. One day she just goes, we need to stop seeing each other. I asked why and she said because she can see how much love her. I didn't understand and she said it's not fair on me that she knew if she asked me anything I would say yes. So my first girlfriend was this abusive, alcoholic girl who was 5 years older than me. She was from a different culture and got off on my rock and roll look, struggled with the shame of weird evangelical religiosity. We fought and broke up and got back together constantly. She said that's what true love was. Anyway, one time she was over and we were having make-up sex in the doggy style position, and just as I pulled out and busted the coconut, she happened to turn her head sideways so her ear was facing me and I accidentally came in her ear, all the way from back there. She literally freaked the fuck out. Told me it was a sign from God. And dumped me on the spot. Of course we were back together in a few hours. But this one time really makes me laugh, haha. I got an offer at a job that was miles better than the job was at. Better pay, better hours, better trav time. She said I was changing and she didn't like it, dumped me over the phone and that was that. Not mad now though, if I could go back and choose her or the job, LD choose the job 11 times out of 10. After almost 6 months, she didn't even give me a real reason. We never fought, we were always happy together. Then she had a day where she just rethought her entire life and decided that we should just be friends. One day we were together and she loved me, the next time I saw her she didn't. I was really good at picking up on how she felt, but this was written all over her and I could tell her feelings for me were gone completely. To this day I don't know why she left and I haven't been in love since. Our relationship was the happiest time in my life by an enormous margin. The breakup was the most painful thing I've been through by quite a margin as well, even though I've been through some painful shit. I'm only just beginning to be back at the baseline level I was at before we were together. So yeah, LD call that a pretty stupid reason, and LD say it hit pretty hard. I had a long-time partner break up with me because she saw me in a verbal argument with my best friend, and she claimed 5 months later she had to break up with me because she saw a side of me that she never knew existed. Dated a girl for about 3 weeks. She's acting weird all of a sudden. Not answering my texts, so I back off and just leave her alone. She calls and says she wants to meet. We meet at a bar and she proceeds to tell me she wants to break up. But she follows up that she doesn't want me to be too upset because she wants to date again later. She's just leaving for spring break and doesn't want to cheat on me. I just told her good luck and up and left. I was astonished by the train of thought. Back when I was in my mid-20s, I had been seeing a girl for about 5 to 6 months. One night she sends me a random text message saying we should break up because I was not an independent adult. Elle owned my own house, and had a good job. She lived in her parents' basement. They were rich, so she basically owned the massive basement to herself, which was like 2,000 square feet, and drove a Lexus her dad gave her for her birthday. It was so confusing, but she sent that message and then basically just blocked me and disappeared, so maybe that is what bothered me more. We didn't break up. Nothing bad happened. After a month of dating, one day I didn't call her and she didn't call me, and we just stopped talking. We never officially broke up. We've been dating for over 15 years now. Don't see each other much. Been married to someone else for over 10 years. The pressure of living a double life can get overwhelming at times, but I get by. I wonder where she is. I was on off dating this freaky girl in bed who had piercings and did drugs. One day we were talking about God. Andy said I don't believe in it, and she was, we can't meet again if you don't believe in God, which seemed like weirdest thing coming from open-minded person. Girl I lived with dumped me because we got in a huge argument after she was pissed off that I spent a Saturday helping a neighbor paint their kitchen, the same neighbor who helped us take down a tree the previous fall. She always got annoyed by me wanting to help neighbors and friends do things. Imagine getting mad at that? Fucking ungrateful needy cunt. She's still single and I'm happily married. She no longer wants the responsibility of being someone's wife. End of a 10-year relationship. To be honest, there were many things wrong with the relationship, and we were both pretty much equally to blame. Divorce turned out to be the right thing for us, and we're both much happier / better off. It's just that I'll never get why she chose that particular one-liner. It's possible that you might have overdid the giving all of your love and attention, meaning you gave so much that it was smothering. To point of she wanted nice, but not too nice. As in you're dropping your own needs and interests to focus on her happiness, which is unattractive. When I was in my younger 20s, I shared a Minecraft server with my then girlfriend. She had created a farm of sorts and had one pig that she'd named and had fallen in love with, apparently. I had a big plan to hide it in a hole in the ground. Except when it fell in the hole it died. That was the straw to break the camel's back. TIDR, my ex-girlfriend left me because I killed her pig in Minecraft.